humans and dinosaurs, this is Lopho, and yes, today we are back for another, finally, something Minecraft dinosaur related on my YouTube channel. So yes, today we will be doing Lopho's Minecraft dinosaur add-on tier list maker. So yeah, I'm gonna drop that poop emoji first. So yes, finally I decided to make a tier list of the dinosaur add-ons because, you know, I gotta do this, as an add-on reviewer myself. I thought it would be a great idea just to show you guys what I just genuinely think about most add-ons in comparison. So, I did say that I removed the grading system from honest reviews because I thought that, there wasn't really an option to, compare them to other dinosaur add-ons and really say whether it's really good or really bad. So, I thought, as I said, this is gonna be the best way to see what add-on is the best when it comes to dinosaur add-on things. So yeah, let's begin with the JUrassic add-on. So I actually have not used this add-on in my reviews nor in my dinosaur episodes, but I have played it in the Minecraft world before. I did not do a review video on it yet, but I might do it, and I would say that this add-on deserves, it's got some cool original, not really original content, like, I guess a fence that slows them down when you walk on it. But that's pretty much it. The creatures are bland, the models aren't great, the textures aren't that good either. I would actually give it an F, but because it's the first add-on, I'm gonna be generous and give you an E. Right. Next add-on is my dinosaur add-on maker. So you know what, this goes on E as well, mainly because I didn't make the models myself. I did recode them so they act slightly differently, and they have new species names, but that is pretty much it. And because it's an add-on that I made myself, I will go harsh on myself. So yeah, you go and you get an E. So Prehistoric Kingdom, oh wait, you guys can see this, where? Right, I gotta remember to scroll down to the add-on bunch, take the add-on, and then scroll it up when it comes. Right, so yeah, so Prehistoric Kingdom add-on. So it has the best Dinosaurs, and it has the first Tarbosaurus. The fossil bone textures aren't that bad either, but the problem is that it's just, except for the Dinosaurs, there's really nothing else much to say about it. I would give it a C, but because the models themselves aren't that bad, I'm gonna give you a B. Right, Dinosaur Aliens. Now, again, I did review this. It is a marketplace app, so add-on, so these will be added in to the tier list as well. It's a fresh new choice that the add-on developers made, but 4 eyes and 6 limbs just take away the dinosaur part. You get a D. The Retro Dinosaur add-on has some really cool stuff, the Retro Allosaurus, and a gun that I refuse that refuses to work properly. I will give you B or C. It's just one model, so it really isn't meant for those that people that can't run multiple add-ons at the same time, because it's just one creature. So I would actually give it a C. But skill-wise, it's on par with Prehistoric Kingdom, actually. But because it doesn't have that much things into it. Right, Prehistoric Animalia, I'm gonna give you an A. I wouldn't get an S because it still does have its flaws sometimes. Sometimes some of the creatures that use a bit too many squares, but texturing is pretty well done. I don't really like the fact how they add in new custom weapons that are restricted to one certain dinosaur species. But they did say that the weapons aren't that OP. It's more for looks. So I wouldn't give it an S, I think. I would give it still a good A. Artcraft. Some good, some bad. That's why you go into C. So, not good. Not everything is perfect, but not there are some good things such as a really good UT. So yeah, I think a C is well deserved. Brazilian Prehistory. Again, good concept, but the texturing is done pretty badly. So you get D. I would say D. Craft Cretaceous. One of the better dinosaur add-ons that are related to Jurassic Park. You actually get an A. Mainly because the coding is done really well. Cenozoic Craft. To be fair, to this day, it's the only Cenozoic add-on that actually manages to go deep into various creatures. So just because of its uniqueness, you get an A. Cenozoic Craft, the secondary edition. The secondary edition has a few new things, such as the parrot thing, I think. And it also has, what was it, Gruposuchus? But in general, I wouldn't... It is decent. I wouldn't say it's bad either, but... let's go harsh. Let's go harsh. Dinosaur Arena. Right, before we do Dinosaur Arena, I think it's better for us to actually go ahead and start with Dinosaur Expansion, because this is the first one, this is the OG, and this is more or less a retexture version. Both of them are necessary to get on the marketplace. You can't get them for free. But the Dinosaur Expansion adds in a proper bola, and it actually adds in a really good flight creature that does not crash with other add-ons. You get a B. You don't have any new creatures, so I don't think it deserves an A. And the creatures are pretty OP as well, but it has its advantages, such as a net system, a bola system, and a flying system. Those three are very important when it comes to playing the games on survival. That's why I cannot remove Dinosaur Expansion. It's going to be on a B. Whereas the Dinosaur Arena actually gets an E. Mainly because it costs exactly the same as Dinosaur Expansion, but it doesn't have Utahraptor, Spinosaurus, Parasaurolophus, or Iguanodon. Instead, adding in 4 different hybrid bosses, which, by the way, outside the map, they just move like passive mobs. They don't attack, they don't run. They just stand there and get themselves killed. So, yeah, except for that world, which is, by the way, also the world itself is really hard, difficult. I did play it just with natural regeneration. Without natural regeneration, it is pretty much impossible to play. I don't know who the hell tested this out, but balancing wise, it's just all really bad. You get an E. Dino Craft. Woo! Now this is a bit of a controversial topic because this add-on actually has a bunch of stolen models, but the stolen models are from an add-on that no longer works, so technically it revived it. So you get a C, actually. Yep, it's adds in a bunch of cool creatures. You know what? I'm gonna give you a D. I wouldn't give it an E, but a D. A D is good enough, I'd say. Yeah, D is good enough. The Dino Tobot add-on. It's an add-on that I actually plan on doing an honest review very soon. Mostly I would give it an E, mainly because it's pretty bad when it comes to texturing stuff. It's very unoriginal, and I think it also stole some models, but again, as I said, I don't really care about stolen models. As long as it works great, better than the original, I don't really have anything against stolen models, to be honest. As I said, stolen everything in Minecraft community in general, it's just about survival of the fittest. If the add-on is someone stole the assets and it actually does better, I would actually say that's a benefit to the community. But the thing is, stolen models usually never work out great because whoever's making the add-on doesn't really have that much of a knowledge about add-ons in general, so they usually end up failing. And Dino Tobot is one of the highest examples of that. So you get an E. Dinosaur Age, no doubt S tier. It sure does have some bad coding, but the fact that they are the first ones that came up with the medium-large animal system, it was basically this basis for all dinosaur survival add-ons to come. And the fact that you can actually saddle up dinosaurs with an OG saddle without having to go into freaking bullshit saddles crafting and all that nonsense, you deserve to be an S tier. Yeah, straight out S. Honestly, the coding is a bit bad, but to be fair, back then, no one really took care about that, so... Right, the Marketplace Dinosaur add-on. I did praise it a lot. And if you had to pick an add-on for your Minecraft survival, I would actually say to choose this add-on over Dinosaur Age, mainly because this add-on just adds in all the new creatures. This add-on has the best functions and the best textures and the best model quality, Dinosaur Age. but it doesn't have that good species. Whereas this add-on actually has a mediocre mold qualities, but decent textures. But it has I'm not gonna lie, it has A tier quality of creature choices, so you get an A tier. Dinosaur Time. Dinosaur Time is actually one of the few add-ons which I'm actually gonna say is, I consider Dinosaur Time literally the only good Jurassic Park add-on in existence right now. Rest of them, either the models or quality are shit, they are unbalanced or stuff like that. But at least Dinosaur Time doesn't go too hard on the balancing powers. They are relatively easy to fix, unlike a Prehistoric Life, which utilizes a billion different things. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I do have Prehistoric Life on the tier list. Yes, I thought for a second that I forgot. So Dinosaur Time actually gets an S tier, because right now I would actually say it is pretty much complete. Prehistoric Animalia, it is S quality, I would say, but the reason it's staying on A is because it's not complete yet. Whereas Dinosaur Time is pretty much done. So I need to see how this add-on goes. It can actually, right now it's a solid A, but depending on how the add-on is being developed, it might go into a B or even a C. Or if once it gets completed with all the mechanisms added in, I would guarantee it's gonna be an S. But right now, Prehistoric Animalia just doesn't have, it isn't complete enough to go into the S zone. Crab Cretaceous is the same, it is finished, it has really good quality, but it's basically Dinosaur Time. Yeah, it's got some better models here and there, but I wouldn't say that I would, if I had to choose one of them, Crab Cretaceous mainly doesn't have, like, the diversity of Dinosaur Time, so. Right, Dinoverse! I would say it's a very relentless add-on. The developer went absolutely crazy on the species choice, but the modeling quality is just shit, so you get an E. Right. Fear Evolved of Prehistoric Evolved. You get good species choice, but pretty below average modeling skills. You get if it was a normal add-on, I would actually give it a D, but because its species choice is one of the best add-ons in the that we have right now, you get a B. Yes, even if its quality is at least the quality is somewhat, acceptable, unlike Dinoverse, and it's got some nice sounds and good species choices, you get a B. Fossil Era. Ooh, that's a pretty tough choice. It is really well coded, but its balance is horrible. It's got Coreoceratops in it. Hey, I guess there's that. I wouldn't give it a D. I wouldn't give it a D. It's got some good species choices. It's got Gasosaurus. It has Coreoceratops. It has Spinosaurus as well. Yeah, I would say that it's a B. I wouldn't say it's an A, because the A tiers are really good, are really solid ones. It isn't solid, but it's a really good side deck to put in your world. Similar to Prehistoric Kingdom and Fear Evolved. Yeah, it's a good side deck. And the model qualities aren't that horrendous like Artcraft either. So I would give it a solid B. Right, here we have Bailu's Gene Project. To this day, I can't believe someone would actually try to charge money for this shit. It is exactly like the Dinosaur add-ons, Jurassic Park add-ons, but worse. So, I'm actually gonna give it an E. Yeah, the quality isn't bad, but it absolutely it provides absolutely nothing new to the whole add-on world. Like, if you have Dinosaur Time, if you have Prehistoric Camp Cretaceous, you pretty much got all the creatures that this add-on has. That is really it. Remember, these creatures don't even make sounds as well, so yeah, you get an E. Yeah, its quality might be great, but hey, quality isn't everything right now. Because add-ons can be used, as I said, in multiple worlds. It is very important that this add-on that when you're making an add-on, it needs to have something original, and this add-on absolutely flops on this part. So there's that. Right, so you get an E. Also, you also get a part of this is because you actually legit try to charge money for something like this. I still can't believe that. So, but hey, each to their own. After all, it's your add-on. I can't really blame him for trying to charge money, but I still can't believe why the hell someone would buy that. So next up, we have Mesozoic Craft, Gentle Giants. A really good, solid add-on when it first came out. It still has Titanosaurus, and it's got Titanosaurus. It's got some unique stuff, but terrible coding and awful stats. Gives it an E. E. Yeah, it's got Titanosaurus, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, E. And it also has a watermark. But before I made a video on how to remove watermarks, no one really bothered to tell that. So if you wanted to play Mesozoic Craft, you have to slap on an ugly watermark, which luckily for you guys, I made a video on how to remove them, so yes. But for the add-on itself, it gets an E, mainly because of the watermark. I do not understand people who put watermarks in their add-ons. Like a watermark on their, maybe on their thumbnail, or perhaps like a hidden part on the texture box, like they would, like Minecraft has on the original mobs. Like I think like a Pigman has like a watermark, like named, like has some letters written on a part of the skin where it is hidden, but if you would open the file, you would actually see what's something that is written inside. I would like if people, added watermarks like that, where people don't have to stare at it, Giganotosaurus by Yaju. Ooh, its quality is solid. It's a really solid add-on. The same goes with the retro add-on. You get to see, mainly because for people that can add, that only has a limited amount of add-ons that are able to put in a world, mainly because of device functions and stuff like that. Device restrictions, etc. For that, an add-on that only has one good creature just simply isn't worth using. But if someone actually made an add-on that actually fused all these add-ons that only have one good creature in to make one add-on, that I would actually genuinely put it into B, similar to level 2 Prehistoric Kingdom. Prehistoric Kingdom is also around C. It's a B minus because it doesn't provide much, but it actually provides at least something, not just one thing. So that's why it's a B. These two are C. Right, wait, why do I have 2 Fear Evolved? Wait, what? Okay, that is weird. Okay, I don't know why I've added in 2 Fear Evolves. That's so weird. Okay, that is so weird. Yes, this is the Chinese ripoff dinosaur add-on which I made. Yeah, obviously. I'm just kidding. It goes here. Right, no need to clarify why this belongs there. Right, Engine Secret Files. Really good quality, but the fact again that it provides a bit too little. It has the best Albertosaurus in the Minecraft add-ons community right now, and an Archaeopteryx, but there's an error where this add-on does not run in some devices. So that's why you get a B. You could have gotten an A, but you get a B. Because it just simply wouldn't work. You know what? You get a C. Yeah, the fact that most people can use this add-on makes it a C. Engine Universe. Yes, it was very controversial when I first added it in. But to be honest, it adds in a couple of Jurassic World franchise creatures that had Dinosaur Time has not had it in. It doesn't have the level of quality that Craft Cretaceous has. It has awful hitboxes. But it is, if you add in natural, if you add in balanced stuff, if you add in like natural spawning, if you rebalance them out, it's a pretty solid side deck, mainly because of how many creatures it has. It deserves a B. Same goes with all the DLCs. I didn't bother adding in the DLCs because then the tier list would be a bit too big. But it is a solid B. I would actually give it an A if it had a good hitbox, but because the hitbox is so broken, you get a B. Also, the animations aren't that good. Right, Jurassic Park Operation Redux. it literally became a Redux because the add-on developer, yeah, I don't know, the add-on developer was apparently drunk when they realized, when they uploaded the final update, because they removed half of the creatures because they would perform a quality upgrade, only to say that that is gonna be the final update in the same update. So they basically removed all the creatures and said that, hey, there we go, that's done, you get an F. If you're gonna release the final port of the add-on, don't delete half your creature roster. That is just so dumb. That it just deserves an F. So yeah, also awful quality and nothing original. Deserves an F. Ooh, alright, Jurassic Project. One of the math's first dinosaur add-ons. And the first to show math's true negative side of dinosaur add-ons. Mainly because all the dinosaurs look like walking PNGs. But it's the first add-on that it really experimented with various Jurassic Park color schemes that aren't really Jurassic Park. And it added in homalocephaly. And it was the first add-on to have Parasaur looks. But in today's standards, it's not really an add-on you really want to side deck. You know, Indian Universe has homalocephaly. Craft Cretaceous has the way better Paralux. So this add-on is probably an add-on that has fallen out of fashion. I wouldn't say I wouldn't give it an F because it isn't terrible, but it's not it's no longer an add-on that is really viable for use either. So you get an E. Oh, Dinosaurs of Cam, straight into A. Pretty good species choice. Amazing texture quality and models. Very good survival based. Except for the fact that Spino is a bit overpowered. And that the Spino's function is pretty much useless in survival. But except for Spino, you know, Carcharodontosaurus, Rugops, and all the fishies as well. It adds in a solid meta to dinosaur survival. Mainly because of the fact that these fish actually drop some pretty good loads of fish meat. Which really helps you out when you're first trying to survive in this world. So, yeah. I would say that it's a very solid A, if not S, but I would say it's an A, mainly because it does have a few flaws. Spinosaurus isn't compatible with other add-ons unless you use my modified version. So yeah, that is it for Cam. You know, Cam is, as I said, they are very solid add-ons. Right, the Carafees expansion of never mind. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, I thought for a second I forgot to add in one of the add-ons. So the main reason I actually split up all these add-ons that this that Cebus made into different parts is because some DLCs actually deserve a higher tier, whereas some DLCs deserve a lower tier. Right now, this is actually one of the creatures that actually has add-ons that actually almost has 100% original creatures. So you actually get a B. The same goes with the Halloween expansion, except for a couple of species. Like, I think for this guy it's Nanoxaurus, but even Nanoxaurus, there's only like one better Nanoxaurus, and I think that is this add-on. But except for that, it's a very good solid side dex. So again, S tiers, add-ons I would definitely put into every survival map. A tiers, if you can side deck them, if you can add them in. B are very solid side decks. I would totally recommend adding them in. C add-ons, I would add them in as long as your PC can handle them. D tier add-ons, add them in if you really want them, like, or if there's a niche that these have, like the alien thing, or you know, if you just want to go crazy like me, I would recommend adding them in. E stage, I would not recommend adding them in. F tier, just don't bother. Lost Era, yes, Lost Era deserves an A, mainly because of the good quality. It has a very original style to it. That is why I give this guy an A. It is not a bad quality either. It is very solid. It is not it is not scientifically accurate nor Jurassic Park. It hits that golden spot for Minecraft creature designs, which I absolutely adore. So because of that, it gets an A. I would give it an S if it was the Chinese version. If we were able to use the one that is also released in the Chinese version. But again, Smithy's a bitch, so he's not releasing that. So yep. if we were able to use that version as well, both of them would actually go into solid S. But because the Chinese version is not available, we get an A. Mesozoic biology. So by this I mean the recent version with the Pachyrhinosaurus, etc. It is a solid side deck, but it doesn't spawn naturally, and the creatures are sometimes a bit OP, but a bit of recoding fixes that. It is, I would say, it is a decent side deck. Right now, it just doesn't provide too much new. The Pachyrhinosaurus is definitely a plus with the Gerathorax, but I wouldn't strongly recommend it into a B tier add-on where I would definitely say add them in. I would give it a C. If your PC can handle the extra add-on, put it in. Else, I wouldn't really recommend adding that one in. If your PC just can't handle too many add-ons, I would recommend cutting out Mesozoic biology. I would say it's a C+++ though. It is very close to BT, but I would still give it a C. Right now, if they add in more new creatures, because right now it's still in development, if they keep adding in more stuff, I would definitely give it a B, even an A. But right now, as it stands, I would give it a C. It just doesn't have simply things that are right now completely new. Mesozoic craft herbivores, the best add-on that has Therizinosaurus. But that is pretty much it. It also has some pretty decent hadrosaurs. But that's it. But the Therizinosaurus looks too dope to go into F. So the Therizinosaurus is really well made. I know it's ripped off from the PC Java version, but honestly, who cares? It's not like we can use the Java version, so you get a C. But this one is a C-. I wouldn't say it's a C+. So you know what? Right. You know what? Let's sort them out. So S tier. Right. You know what? We're gonna do that later on. Right. First, we're gonna add in the tier list. Then I'm gonna sort them from good to bad. So right. Ooh, a very solid side deck. Obscure Prehistory. Again, it has Zuchang Tyrannus, a very new creature. It has the best Nanosaurus in the game. It also adds in a very solid Mimi and a Glypodon, which, to be fair, is the weakest of the bunch because it's... We do have a bunch of add-ons that have Glypodons. We have Cenozoic Craft, we have another Cenozoic Craft. Both of them have Glypodon, so... I am not really too fussed about it, but... the quality is really well done. Similar to lower than Mesozoic biology, but I would definitely say around here. Yeah, around here. Yep, definitely. It's a solid add-on. It's a solid. It is a solid side deck, a solid semi side deck. Yeah, because pretty much a must-have, super must-have, highly recommended. A great, good extra spices. Yep. Mosescraft. So yeah, I was debating on what thumbnail to use, but I just decided to go with the one that Mosescraft defaultly came out. Again, highly recommended side deck. I wouldn't... Is it solid? I wouldn't say it's a solid side deck. Because it only adds in 3, but the quality is amazing on these 3. Because it adds in the only Zafactinus right now. It adds in a amazingly well done Tylosaurus. The Mosasaurus is the weakest of the bunch, but it's not badly made either. So you get a C. Right, so this is the part of the prehistoric evolve that I said. It adds in a couple of new creatures. That's pretty good. Again, I think it's one of the few. It's got an amazing Spinosaurus mount that you can use in the water as well. Water, land, both usable Spinosaurus. But it doesn't really have loads of new stuff. It's got a decent roster, but I wouldn't say the roster is too great. It uses too many popular creatures. But yeah, as I said, it has a few golden pieces of gold in there, like Shantungosaurus. But I wouldn't say that it's a B tier either. For survival, I would say it's a B, but if you're just trying to make a normal dinosaur world, I would actually give it a D. Mainly because its species choice isn't that great. I wouldn't say it's C because the model quality aren't that great. Really, the main part that Cebus is good on is the fact that he can make some really good creature choices, and this one just doesn't really have that benefit. So unlike the ones which are in BT, You know what? I'm just gonna remove this. This is annoying. And B tier, you deserve a D. Unless you're really desperate, I would not recommend using that one. Paleocraft. Yeah, you have to pay money for this. It's basically like Seabus Evolved's Prehistoric Craft add-on. It is better quality, but it also costs money. So it is very much on par with Seabus Evolved Dinosaurs, with the default add-on of Seabus Evolved. It provides Placerius, again, similar to this, the add-on, how Seabus Evolved has Shantungosaurus, one of the few pieces of gold. Paleocraft has their own pieces of gold, like Placerius. But that is pretty much it. The only thing I would definitely say that Paleocraft is in favor of are PlayStation users, which you can use only one add-on at a time, I think. But except for that, I definitely wouldn't side deck this add-on. I would definitely put it as a solid main add-on for those that just can't run any of these add-ons that are listed above. So yeah, it's a D tier, and if your device can handle it, put it in. But really, I wouldn't really. Would not a recommended add-on. The quality is good, but honestly, we have the add-ons that are on S and A, and even the ones on B have their quality is pretty much better or on par with Paleocraft. So I wouldn't really say that it's B or higher or C. Yeah, if it was free, I would give it a B or a C, but because it costs money, and because it's also freaking expensive, I mean, yeah, it costs just about as, I think, it is more expensive than this add-on and this add-on, I think. It's a bit expensive, I think. I'm not so sure, I might be mistaken here. I don't really check up on the prices. But, yeah, Paleocraft, I know I'm gonna get controversial for this, but I'm gonna put it on B. I don't hate Compicraft. Besides, his new add-on, I would probably give it a solid A if it's well coded, well done, because it's got some new creatures. So, except for that, right now, Paleocraft itself deserves a D because too Jurassic Park based, nothing really new. It has good quality, but to be fair, quality is SAB have all good qualities. So, Permian expansion again, similar rule goes to B. Operation Panorama. Ooh, this one is... Ooh, it's very similar to Chem, but right now it is a bit too... It's a bit buggy? I would... Right now, the texturing isn't that well done, so I would give it a solid B. A solid B that is a bit more on the minus part, but it is acceptable, definitely. Polacanthus. Right. It's a single good dinosaur add-on. It goes to C. Every good single dinosaur creature and model add-on, like the Polacanthus, this one, and the Giga, these guys all go into C. Mainly because it isn't something that you would main deck on your world, but it's a very highly recommended spice. It's like a sauce on your fried chicken. You can eat it if you really like the sauce, but just regular fried chicken just tastes good as well. So, oh, Precambrian add-on. Yes, you get an A. Mainly because, to be fair, he has a very he played it very well when it comes to Cambrian add-on. You really don't have to add in extra coding things on simple aquatic creatures. They don't need complicated animations, but all of the creatures are completely unique. Right now, I think Prehistoric Animalia has a few creatures that overlap with them. You know what? I wouldn't say it's an A. I would give it a B+++. But not A. To be fair, he did play it a bit lazy because water creatures don't really need complicated behaviors. But creature's unique, so I would definitely put it on par with Fossil Era and stuff. But the texturing and model quality is amazing as well, so it's a very solid B. Prehistorica. It's got a bunch of walking dinosaur 2D PNGs, but it also has a pretty good scientific Dilophosaurus, but so does Mesozoic biology, which is which has looks a bit more three-dimensional than this one. So you get a C. You get a D. Prehistoric creatures has some unique things, but to be honest, these days they've fallen mostly out of fashion because there are new and new add-ons more and more coming out that just have these creatures that are originally in this roster. So you get a D. No, you get an E. Yeah, you get an E. Right, you get an E. Right, because the hitboxes are bad, the creature choices were decent, but now they've fallen out of fashion. Similar to how Jurassic Project is. It was a good add-on, but it fell out of fashion. And to be, now that I think about it, wasn't both of them made from the same developer? Yeah, what's up with this guy and add-ons falling out of fashion? So, another one of his add-ons, but this one is the upgraded version of this one, and it actually has some decent hitboxes, I think. I wouldn't say, it has a couple of good creatures, but similar to Artcraft, their creatures are hit or miss. Some of them are really good, some of them are PNGs, so you get a C. Prehistoric Life. Now this is very controversial. Again, it's very controversial to PANGAEA. It's got some new stuff. The Dinosaurs looks beautiful. It used to be a good add-on. Again, when it first dropped out, when I first got the add-on with I think that's up to the point where they added in Gigantoraptor and Cenozoic creatures. It used to be a B, but the recent add-ons, recent additions that have like 0 creative value, and the fact that textures are pretty bad. The textures are bad. The models aren't perfectly vanilla style either. It used to be a B, but it fell. The more the add-on updated, the more and more I came to dislike the version mainly because compatibility is absolutely bottom tier garbage bullshit. Its creatures are OP, but I have heard that they released a new updated version where they rebalance the creatures. That is great. But they still did not make the add-on compatible. If they did, I would give it a solid B. Since they did not make the add-on compatible, and because recoding the add-ons, this add-on especially has been such a pain in the ass, you get a D. Similar to PANGAEA. A decent single-use add-on, but really with all these good add-ons that we have on A and S, A, and B, and even a few of the C ones, it just doesn't add up to the point. I think the main strongest part that this add-on has to its benefit are some of its sauropods and its Gigantoraptor. But I would definitely say it has more unique things than PANGAEA and this one. It has more of a more pieces of gold inside, but it's not gold enough to get into C tier. Right, Project Mainland. Ooh, this one was a flopped add-on from the start, similar to GM Project. It's a pretty badly made add-on. I would say that it's a worse version of GM Project. That's why it goes to F. I reviewed it. It's pretty bad. It reuses so many models that it's absolutely bullshit. So yeah, you go into F. Project Engine, a very solid F. Yes, too many squares on the head. Looks horrendous. Way too oversized models. OP textures as well. OP stats. The only reason you would use Project Engine is if you wanted to make a showcase video. I cannot imagine this add-on being used anywhere outside of creative builds that don't know that these add-ons exist. Yes, and I think the Project Engine has even stopped working. So yeah, it's a very solid F. I wouldn't say, yeah, it's a very solid F. It has pretty much all the things that an F add-on needs. Nothing very original. I would say it had a Ultimasaurus, but again, that also fell out of fashion with Engine Universe. So the added fact of bat modelings that don't fit into the Minecraft landscape. I wouldn't say that the texture is bad, but it's not good either. And the fact that it's really the only thing that this add-on still has good, I think it's Omega 09, but even then it's pretty badly animated, so, and it's way too oversized as well, so you get an F, solid F. Project Prehistoric. Ooh, so this is a pretty unique one. So this is actually the first add-on. So this add-on itself actually predates all these add-ons. This is one of the first dinosaur add-ons to ever exist. And it was really revolutionary when it first came out. But the fact that this add-on right now is in the development hell, the fact that its development is basically a snail's pace right now, and doesn't really have anything new. It has JUrasaurus, but to be fair, Engine Universe has it as well. I think they did actually listen to my words, and they did actually add in Addonics. But actually, Ignition's add-on is actually adding in a better Addonics. So, Project Prehistoric's weird eye texture really puts me off as well. But I think the best part of Project Prehistoric is the fact that it's blocks. Yeah, its building materials and building blocks actually look pretty nice. I love the fact that you can add in benches and stuff. And it has the best fences of all the things that we have right now, so... It's a solid creative add-on, but it just lacks too badly in creature departments, and the fact that they also decided to add in Spinosaurus as the newest creature just gives it an E. Yes. Right now, to be fair, I did play it around. I did play with this add-on in survival for quite a long time. I do actually still side deck it, but it is really much of a forced side deck. I'm mainly using it because of the JUrasaurus and the building blocks, which I barely, by the way, which I don't really use because I'm usually too busy trying to find some food or building new stuff. I don't really seem to be using the buildings a lot. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So, yep, Raptors Project, a very solid, it's a very solid C, similar to Engine Secret Files. It is a very good add-on, but most people can't use it right now. A few exceptions are me for some reason. I don't know why I can't use this add-on, but I still can use this add-on for some reason. So, there's that. Right. But to be honest, it still has the best Osteraptors in the game, so... Right. What is this? Oh yeah, Prehistoric Rift. It has some decent functions, but... it just provides absolutely nothing new, I'm sorry. Similar to Gene Project, but I wouldn't say that this add-on is the... from the newest additions and the... things that I've planned, that I've seen that they've planned, it deserves an F right now. I'm sorry, honestly, I do really genuinely feel sorry about putting this guy in F. But right now, it just has absolutely nothing new. It's just more complicated. It just does everything what these add-ons do, but it just does it more complicated. And the models don't look that great either. So yeah, it goes in F. You know what, to be fair, it's on par with JUrassic add-on, so you know what, you get an E. You know what, it is better than Project Engine and these two add-ons, so, I mean, and this one as well, so I would definitely not say it's an F, so, yeah, you get an E. You know what, I feel sorry for you for putting on F. You get an E, but it's definitely an add-on I will probably never use, mainly because it just doesn't provide anything new. Saurian add-ons, old version and new version. The old version, I would definitely give it a solid, C. It has some good things. But the new version, I would actually give it a solid B. It's a great side deck add-on that definitely feels Minecrafty enough. And it provides loads of new creatures, so... definitely a very, very solid side deck. Whereas the old version had a few creatures. The Ankylosaurus is definitely one of its goals that is in there. And the Tokaraptor as well, but that's... yeah, it's really not a totally recommended side deck, but it's a decent side deck enough. Right. This one is actually this add-on actually was one of the few creatures that add-ons that had Giganotosaurus when it first came out, but it quickly fell out of fashion. So you get an E. The Fallen Kingdom Project. Oh, you get an F. Sorry. Again, it has. To be fair, it was very uncompatible when it first dropped as well. And even to this day, the Fallen Kingdom Project has been abandoned long since. And yeah, everything the newer add-on does, it just does it better. So there's zero reason to get the Fallen Kingdom Project, really. There's zero reason, really. I would say the Brachiosaurus was one of its few golden pots. I sort of like the Brachiosaurus, but what I've heard by the Gene Project from Bailu has pretty much like 95% exactly the same Brachiosaurus. So yeah, you get an F. Why Dinocraft? To this day, it's really a solid side deck. To this day, I do think it's a very solid side deck. It sounds like someone you've overused. It has some overused animations, but it looks Minecrafty enough. And I like the art style. And the animations aren't that terrible either. So you get a B. It's a very solid side deck, which I would actually put it up to A, but it fell out of fashion because most of its species are just old. So yeah, the newer add-ons usually have all the species that this add-on has. But it's still a very solid add-on. It has a very good amount of creatures. So I would highly recommend putting it in your world. But I do not think it goes all the way to A quality. Mainly because of this, because of its poor species roster. Right, and I think that is pretty much it. This one is not something that we use. So, right, S tier, A tier, I would put you to the bottom. Yeah, the only good one is, it has decent stuff. But it's okay. Chem would go over here. I would put it like this. B tier, a solid B would be this. You go over there. Y Dino would be over here. Saurian Addon would go over here. Both of them would go like a solid middle. Dinosaur Expansion is sort of good for survival. Fossil Era is definitely one of the weaker ones of this here. Pinorama is almost an A tier. As I said, we'll have to see how it develops. Saurian Addon is a solid A as well. You solid. Engineerverse is decent. Y Dino is definitely one of the weaker ones, but because of this high species number, I will definitely put it over here. Prehistoric Kingdom will go on to the ladder, mainly because it doesn't really have the species amount, and it also stopped development. So it's almost a C because of it has at least a handful of animals. I would definitely go into B. This one is not a B because it's a hit or miss. Mesozoic Biology and Saurian Addon and this add-on are this I would definitely say are very solid C tiers. Arcraft is one of the weaker ones, but its UT is so good, honestly. These would be like top tier C's. The only reason is, as I said, these two are on C's because most people can use them. Once, if people can use them, they would probably be A or even B. So that's why they are C super high. We'll do it like this. Herbivore Therizinosaurus is C minus. Yes, this is a pretty solid way. D, I would definitely say Paleocraft is the strongest one of the D's. Followed up by Brazilian Prehistory, the old version. No, this one, and then this Cenozoic Craft. And you are almost E, but D still. E, pretty much above from E right now. It doesn't really quite matter, so that is... From E on, it really doesn't matter, so yeah, that is pretty much gonna be it. So, yeah, this is my tier list. So, tell me how your tier list is. So, yeah, that has been my tier list. I'll probably put the link to this tier list in the description. So, yes, if you have enjoyed this live stream, not this live stream, if you have enjoyed this quite long video, but to be fair, this video has to be long. It is me literally going around looking at every single dinosaur add-on to this date. Most of them, so I think I forgot a few of them. But they usually go into the C, D, E, or C. They're usually they are either in the C, D, or E tiers. Like the S and A's and B's are right now pretty solid. So yep. So if you enjoyed this live stream, not this video, stupid Lopho, leave a like. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, may the Jurassic Spirit be with you. Bye bye.